My name is Sugata Mitra, and I am a professor of educational technology at Newcastle University, Newcastle upon Tyne in England. We could look at certain fundamental things. So whether it's 2 years or 20, I think the day has to be such that the child says in the morning, I must get in there. Easier said than done. Why would a child want to say that? He could say it for a number of reasons. He could say, I want to get to school today because I have to meet all my friends. That's what they say now. Nobody says, I have to go to school to work. If you ask them what work means, let me give you an example. One morning, I was working with 9-year-olds, and I had asked them to work on DNA. Okay, so they said, DNA, what's that? And I said, spirals and life. So they started working on it, and they got freaked out, with DNA. So they're doing all this. About an hour goes by. A little child comes up to the teacher and says, Mrs. Crawley, this is fun. We're not going to do any work today. So Mrs. Crawley says, so what were you doing all this time? The child says, oh, we were learning about DNA. So Mrs. Crawley says, and what's work then? So work's where you got to take your notebook out and write down whatever you're writing on the whiteboard. So it was very illustrative of what ought to happen. He didn't even realize that he had been working, because he thought work was something very boring and learning was great. So if the child is coming into the school, if the curriculum focuses his attention towards a couple of simple but really deep questions, something that will go around in his mind, so that the next day morning when he wakes up, he says, I've got to go to school because yesterday we saw a fractal, but today I want to see what's inside the fractal. How far can I zoom in? Some such thing like that. Now you would say, well, but that's supposed to be done in postgraduate math classes. I think my experience has shown you can do it with 9-year-olds, and you should. So that's what that future day is going to be like. It should be full of expectation, of hope, and of friendship.